All right, I'm Tom Fisher. I'm the town manager for the town of Frisco, and I'm here to recap the council's meeting for the first meeting in January. The biggest piece of news out of the town of Frisco is that Councilmember Lisa Halenko has tendered her resignation from the council after serving for 2+ years. She is had a lot of life changes in the last little while that is prompting this, and we wish her the best. She's been a great council member. The other council members were expressing the same last night as her resignation was accepted. But what that does is it kicks off a process to replace that council member. And by charter, we have the council has 45 days to complete that process. The council has chosen to appoint as opposed to hold a special election. So if you're interested in becoming a town council member in the town of Frisco, you're welcome to stop by Town Hall to pick up a packet. You can make an appointment to talk with our town clerk to get more specifics about what that means. Generally speaking, applications will be due along with a petition with 25 signatures of registered voters in Frisco on February 5th. The council will hold interviews for that position on February 11th at their regular meeting, and a decision will be made about who will serve out that term on February 25th. The member would be sworn in at the next regular meeting on March 11th. And just as a point of information, whoever is appointed would then have to run again if they choose to continue to serve on council in 2026 at the regular election time. A couple of other topics that were covered by the council. First was the housing restrictive covenant, or the standard deed restriction on property that is specifically for workforce and for sale. They've made some more. The council has made some more decisions as far as what will go into a draft policy. Namely, that their main method for picking folks for a resale will be a lottery, and that their appreciation, they talked a lot about appreciation of the property, and they're still talking about that because they haven't come to a final conclusion on how resale calculations for appreciation will be made. In future work sessions, they're going to cover more details about a lottery and discuss that way of picking the next buyer for a resale property. They will also be talking about work requirements related to qualifying to purchase that property. The last topic that was covered in work session has to do with the use of town property for commerce. This is related to parklets on Main Street because we do license those. Both for use for a business as well as for liquor sales. And the main topic of conversation was around how businesses are able to use sidewalks and the brick pavers on Main Street related to sidewalks. At the end of the day, the town council talked about access for people that are walking or using a wheelchair or other types of mobility on Main Street, and how easy it is to transit if we did license a business to be able to use the sidewalk. They also talked a lot about safety, and that's both safety for the commuting traffic on our sidewalks, but also as people walk between parklets, sometimes not exactly using our crosswalks on Main Street as people will do. At the end of the day, they decided that they won't license use of our sidewalks or the brick paver area on Main Street for commerce. And we will be getting a lot of information out to our businesses on Main Street over the next few months before we start our process of licensing and paying for parklets in the future. Another exciting thing is that Charlotte Clark who has been very involved in her adult life in Frisco. She was awarded a Frisco Finest Award, and the mayor read a proclamation and gave her a token of the town's appreciation for her work and contribution to our history and our historic park. As always, you can access anything related to Frisco town government at friscogov.com. You can interact with our council live at 7 p.m. on their regular meeting dates, which are the second and fourth Tuesday of the month. And that public comment period is at 7 p.m. Or you can always email our council at council@townoffrisco.com.